Hey guys, I have won 20 of my last 29 complimentary plays, college and pro football combined, and I've got at least three selections coming your way in this video report. Chief among them, the Big Ten championship game preview on Michigan and Iowa. But first, something I wanted to throw out there and point out to you, something that I'm well aware of because being a gambler and being in this business, but something that you will hear from the misinformed public. And I'm talking about head coaches, I'm talking about players, I'm talking about media talking heads, and I'm talking about a hell of a lot of handicappers and gamblers too. And this week, being Championship Saturday, Championship weekend, you will hear so many of them say about how damn difficult it is for teams to beat another in college football twice in the regular season. It is just not true. You would think they were watching Fox News and Tucker Carlson. Yes, it's just not true. That'll be the only insult you'll get from me here on this video report, I promise you. But the fact is, listen, when I was analyzing the Utah Oregon game yesterday, and of course, Utah kicked Oregon's ass 13 days earlier. And then I had a big play on Utah last night. And what did they do on a neutral field in Las Vegas? They kicked the Ducks' ass once more. But when I was researching the game, I happened to read in the Deseret News, one of the newspapers in Salt Lake City. They had done the research and put it in there. They came across college football data, had compiled stats from the 1950 season through the 2019 season. There had been 78 rematches where a team had played in the regular season and they had met again later in the season. What happened? Well, in those 78 rematches, 44 times the team that won the first game won the rematch, 56.4%. Again, when those that say mistakenly that it's so damn hard to win a second time, the numbers simply prove them wrong. And you saw it again last night with Utah coming through. So it's just something to remember here as you get into all these championship rematches on this Saturday. Now, as for me, I have to tell you that today I'm going for college football winner number 7 in a row. I'm going for winning day number 6 in a row and 8 out of 9. You know my philosophy over the years if you followed me. You don't walk away from the table when you are winning. You press the action. This is gambling. This is what we do. If you don't do that, what the hell are you gambling for in the first place? So for me, after a 4-0 sweep in basketball this week, all 15 dime plays, my normal top-rated selection. Again, after 6 straight college football winners, a mixture of 15 dime plays and raised the bar 20 dime plays. Today, I'm going for it. I've got an ultra-rare 30 dime release. In fact, it's this rare. It's only the 27th ever 30 dime play in the 21 years since I created these websites. And it's on the SEC championship game between Alabama and Georgia. I love the game. And you can get it for half price because I always do this with the top plays, half price, by using coupon code 7ROW. That's 7 ROW. It's that easy. Now listen, it's gambling. But as I've always said since I used to have my national sports talk show about gambling, there are no guarantees in gambling. You can look it up in the dictionary. Yes, people still have dictionaries somewhere, I guess, in America. The words gambling and guarantee are not on the same page. It could lose. It happens sometime. And I'll still be here tomorrow and the sun will still rise in the east and it'll set in the west. But damn it, I've won 6 straight days. I've won 7 straight or 6 straight college football plays. And I'm going for it. And I love the game. And with that being said, let's get to your complimentary plays. The first game I want to look at is going to be the Michigan-Iowa game. Listen. Michigan could always have a letdown because of the monstrous win against Ohio State. But if you have a letdown tonight, it's all for naught beating the Buckeyes. And Harbaugh has his team focused. And yes, this is the biggest line of any of your championship games this week. And Iowa closed the season with 4 straight wins. But listen, I had Iowa in the last of those 4 straight wins. I had Iowa last week against Nebraska. And I'll take that 15 dime best bet winner I had on the Hawkeyes. And I'll also tell you, it was a miracle for them to come back from a 16-point deficit in the fourth quarter to get the win and a miraculous cover at that against the Cornhuskers, who were not a good team, as you know. This Iowa team, when they played good teams this year, like Purdue and Wisconsin, they scored a total of 14 points. They were lucky to escape with a win against Penn State, only because Penn State's quarterback, Sean Clifford, got hurt in that game. Their most impressive win this season, what? Against Maryland, because Maryland turned the ball over 142 times in that game? No. Everybody will say Iowa's defense will keep them in this contest. The weather's not going to be a factor. It's indoors. Michigan is going to do the same thing to Iowa that it did to Ohio State. It's going to use that massive offensive line. It's going to pound the rock. It's going to use some timely pass plays. Iowa's pass game, mediocre at best. And Iowa was able to run on Nebraska. If Ohio State couldn't run on Michigan, why does anybody think that Iowa is going to have success running on that Wolverine defense either? I don't see it. I think Harbaugh makes it to the Final Four and advances to the college football championship with this team. And I think that Michigan wins this game by at least 17 to 21 points. Easy, easy win. It's my favorite complementary play. It's my second favorite play on today's board. UL Lafayette is a 3-point home dog today against Appalachian State. Appalachian State. Couldn't get that word out. I get why. Because Billy Napier has taken the job at Florida. He's probably not going to coach them in the bowl game that they'll get. It's a revenge game for the Mountaineers, blah, 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 blah. But listen, this is a team with 19 seniors. This is a team that's probably going to see half its coaching staff join Napier down in Gainesville. This is a nice going-away present, I think, for the Raging Cajuns here today as a 3-point home dog. They won by 28 points in the first meeting. They capitalized on 4 turnovers. They were up 20-3 after the first quarter. They outrushed the Mountaineers 246-78. App State was 0 for 11 on third downs in that game. Now, has App State won 6 straight games since that first meeting? Yes. Yeah, they've won the last 5 by an average of 30 points. Doesn't mean I have to like them today. I think UL Lafayette gets the win, and I think it's a nice going-away present for them. On the early card, Oklahoma State, -6 against Baylor. The problem with Baylor here is you don't know how healthy or if he's even going to play. And the person I'm talking about is their quarterback, Jerry Bohannon. Sidelined by a hamstring injury the past couple of games. This is a guy whose mobility is key for Baylor. And remember, the Baylor offensive line has been stout this season, giving up 12 sacks. You got an Oklahoma State defense there that leads the nation in sacks with 49 and tackles for loss with 99. Now, this is another situation, much like Michigan, that you have an Oklahoma State team that's coming off that monstrous comeback win against Oklahoma. Remember, the Cowboys were 2-14 against the Sooners during Mike Gundy's coaching tenure before that comeback win. Could they have a flat spot? Maybe. I don't think so. I think Oklahoma State dictates this game defensively just like they did in the regular season meeting 24-14, a game in which they outgained the Bears 256-99 in total yards in the first half, a game in which they absolutely controlled Baylor offensively. I think they held them to 280 total yards in that game, and this is a Baylor team that was one of the top offensive teams in the Big 12, averaging nearly 440 total yards and 32 points a game, and yet they managed just 14 in the first go-round. True, this game is in Arlington, not in Stillwater, but I still like Oklahoma State, and I think it's a damn cheap price at -6. So in order, again, love Michigan, like a lot UL Lafayette, and Oklahoma State as well. So those are your 3 complimentary plays. Good luck, everybody, and we will roll along tomorrow.